Hello everybody, how is everybody doing? Welcome to 24K Lorcana. We are here. We're going to give you guys another video, and guys, I think I figured it out. I tried many different versions. I even tested many different versions, and I think I finally figured out a nice, consistent, well-rounded blue steel list. Now, I know you guys are hitting me up about Cloud Kicker. As you guys saw, that's one of the videos that kind of popped off from my channel. It's hard, guys. I don't want to bring you guys a list if I know it's not as good, if I know it's not when the Cloud Kicker build. I think it has a specific format has to happen, or it has to have a specific kind of curve, and just it has to be well placed in the format. I don't think it's very well placed in the format currently. Ward, the need to play Ward is not as fully important as it used to be. Also, that shift 3 to be able to sing early is not needed because we have 2-drop cards now. We have new cards that are able to help us ramp. 2 drops, you can either play the Chicha, right? So we have the Chicha, and then on 2 we have let me show you guys. It's right here. So he's kind of a reason why it's kind of weird to play Cloud Kicker. There is a build, but it's not amazing, and I don't think it's as good as this list I have here. This list right here I think it's very good. I tried the Chicha with a Mickey and Donald, and it was okay, but I didn't feel like I missed Hony World in that build. It was kind of pointless to play Hony World because you have the Chicha and the Hiram as draw, and then if you played both, it was awkward. And that one wasn't playing Tipo because their Chicha and Tipo are both two drops, so it was a little weird. But I found it. I think you guys are gonna love this deck. I love this deck. I think it's gonna be one of the decks moving forward. I may just play this way more than Ruby Amethyst, this format. I think it is very good against Amber Steel. I've tried some games against Daisy decks, and I've done pretty good. So this is kind of a more tested towards Amber Steel and aggro. I haven't tested against blue-red consistently, so honestly, I think it's can be pretty rough. I think you're just gonna have to go like on the play. You have to win. You have to make sure you kind of ramp whole new world, get to your combo pieces before they do, and then kind of take advantage that way. There is a lot of different kind of way I build this deck than we did last format, and I think you guys are gonna like it. But before that, make sure you guys give a like, make sure you guys subscribe, and I have the thing to just talk, and I'll show you the cards. So with that being said, let me show you guys what I've been cooking for Sapphire Steel. All right, guys, hopefully you guys can see there. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and start off with my 1-drops. I am playing 2 Fire the Cannons, 4 Pawpsicles, and 2 Fortisphere. Okay, so we have the Pawpsicles and the Fortisphere here. These are going to be the 1-drops. I am not playing Captain Hook. There's going to be a reason why, but I think 6 is very good. I don't need 8. I don't ever feel I need the 8 in a whole new world deck. 6 has always been a really good number for me ever since I cut it on from 8 to 6. I haven't looked back since. I think it's just well needed. This deck doesn't play aerial, so you don't need to have more items in order to get your kind of lore on the way. But also Hiram is good, but I feel like 6 is really just all you need here. So we're gonna go with 6 Fortisphere, and we are gonna go with 2 Fire the Cannons. It's gonna count as your 1-drop. The reason I say is whenever you're on the draw and being able to hit their 1-drop or 2-drop or whatever while you're for a very cheap cost is very good. When you're on the play, this is not your 1-drop, but you're not really worried about like aggro decks when you're on the play, because you're going to be able to ramp up and get to things like your Tinkerbell, your Grab Your Swords, your other things to output damage, right? Your Hades, your other good stuff. So, which is why the reason you only play this is your 1-drop when you're on the draw and kind of help you sustain some board. But this can also be really good after a whole new world, because this is such a cheap ink. So even if you drop double of these, being able to pay 2 ink to deal 4 damage is really strong. I would consider bumping this up, but the ratios are so close and so tight that I kind of just want to experiment with this list, and I feel like this is doing just fine at the moment. Alrighty, for our 2 drops, guys, we are gonna go ahead and play the Smee there. Let me see, there you go. We're gonna go ahead and play the Smee. This is probably one of the strongest second 2-drops in the game, correct? So we're gonna definitely play it. And you still play Coxworth, so it has a little bit of synergy, but also being able to play a Pawpsicle on turn 1 and then to Smee turn 2, or when you're able to drop Smee and then you hold to fire the cannons and then you're able to swing at Daisy and then hit them with fire the cannons. It's very cheap play that it gets rid of them out. It just kind of gets rid of any bodyguard, and with the 3 shield you're able to still keep it alive. Also, you have Pawpsicle that I honestly use Pawpsicle probably more than anybody to heal Smee. I don't know why. It's just always been my thing. I just always love to heal Smee and to keep Smee alive and keeping that small, strong presence on board. We also play 4 Tipos. I'm sorry for these. I am trying to find my other 2 guys. So I have, but you are gonna play 4 of these at the moment. I need to pick up foils of these, so I can't wait to get a play set of foils. But Tipo, let me see if you guys can read what it does there. Should be good there, but yeah. Whenever you play this character, you put a card from your hand into your Inkwell face down and exerted. This kind of bypasses uninkables. So it is really nice that you're able to, you don't have to reveal your card, you're just able to get a card and put it into your Inkwell face down and exerted. This is really good for Hony World decks because it's able to ramp on 2 and we don't have to play 1 jump ahead. You get to pick what you are inking. Unlike 1 jump ahead, making all that you get random card from your deck that is sometimes kind of hard to get back, right, from your Inkwell. We have Mufasa now, but this is still more of a unique play when you play Hony World. Also, we are playing Tipo. So, just like 1 jump ahead, we can go from 2 to 4, right? We are skipping 3. We are not playing Mickey. We are going from 2 to 4. We are playing 4 Grandmatalas. This is a really good card. It does, I just want to make sure it's good. Sorry guys, there you go. It's really strong. You drop it, you get 2 cards, you get to reveal, you get to put 1 to your hand and the other one goes into the bottom of the deck. It's good, strong. It's a 4 body, 3/3. You get to drop it on turn 3. And a good thing about this is you go from 2 to 4. And then she can now sing How Far I'll Go. So we are going to go ahead and play 2 How Far I'll Goes. Strong card. You're able to look at the top 2 cards and you're able to put 1 into your Inkwell. Again, you're still ramping as you're moving on curve, and then you're able to put 1 into your hand. So you're able to dig and have it replaces itself, and you're keeping your deck consistent and being able to have the cards you need. If you didn't draw a Hony World, if you didn't draw a Tink, if you didn't draw a Cogsworth, these cards like Grandmatalas and How Far I'll Go are gonna help you do that. So it's a very good. I love how we have Tipo, so now we can go from 2 to 4, which is kind of makes the awkward of a Cloud Kicker build why we're not playing it, right? Because you're kind of avoiding the turn 3 in general, the curve 3. Also, you're able to drop Hiram a little bit earlier if you need be with Tipo to get 2 more draws. And just to, there's going to be, I guess, some decks that you don't really want a Hony World, or you're able to just want to play more cards before you Hony World, more cards to Quill. This card will do just fine. Hiram, one of the best cards in the game. And yes, guys, it draws 2 cards. It was a little error there. What happened on the thing, on the app or whatever. It said draw 1 card and people were like losing their mind, but draws 2, baby. We are gonna draw 2 with Hiram. Pretty self-explanatory there. We are playing 4 Fishbone Quills. This is pretty standard. You guys know what it is. I'm not even gonna explain this. Just ink, Hony World, play. Hony World, ink, play. It's just, this card just gets insane. It's absolutely the best ram card in the game. We are then also gonna hit you guys with some songs here. We are gonna play a whole new world. So we are gonna be playing this card right here. Strong, one of the best cards, one of my most favorite cards in the game, one of my most favorite cards in Disney. I'm a whole new world, guys. Being able to just ink your hand with Tipo, ink your hand with Quill, then being able to go from the Tala, seeing how far I'll go, and next time you can even hard cast this. And because you were able to do it so quickly, you obviously want to sing it, but because you're even able to hard cast this and still be a very good advantage. Whole New World is kind of your way into beating Ruby Amethyst and being consistently denying them from their draw engine, because if they use their purple cards, then you just hit them with a Whole New World. And if they don't use their purple cards, then you just don't use it, and then you win. So I think this is a very strong card. Against aggro, it can be very awkward, very mid. But if you just have to trust that you're going to draw what you need with the ratios that you play, or you're going to use it in a timely manner where it benefits you maybe 80% and it benefits them 20%, and you're just going to capitalize on that and win. So we are playing 4 Whole New World. We are also playing 3 Along Came Zeus. Great card. I want to play 3. I want to fit a 4th, but we can't do so because, this, like I said, the space in this deck is very tight. It is a 60 card consistent deck, and I kind of want to keep it that way. 3 Along Came Zeus. The reason I play 3 is you're able to sing this with Grandmatalas. If you don't draw Grammatala or Hiram, sometimes in a hyper aggro deck, or when they drop something very strong like a Sisu, when they have a Flynn, or when they have a Daisy Duck or something, when you go from Tipo on turn 2, where is he? When you have the Tipo on turn 2, and then you're able to kind of just next turn even hard cast Long Came Zeus, it has saved me so many times, guys. This is a really strong card. It still also hits locations, which is probably not going to come up as much now because we have a very new tool that we use. But 3 Along Came Zeus is hitting just right. So 4 Whole New World, 3 Along Came Zeus, and 3 grabs. I tried 2. I missed a 3rd. I play 4, I have too many. So 3 has just been the right fit. I've noticed for a lot of my ratios, just 3 has been hitting just consistently good, consistently right. Deal 2 across the board. Being able to still like drop a Tinkerbell and then seeing a Grab Your Sword with any of your other characters is pretty strong, which is why you still want to play 3 instead of 2. You want to have access to that Tinkerbell Grab Your Sword play. But 3 Grab Your Swords, even hard casting this and being able to wipe a aggro board is really good. And yeah, 3 Grab Your Swords. We are playing 3 Cogsworth, guys. We are still playing the boy Cogsworth here. He's good, right? He gives all your characters ward. He's really good against Amber Steel Song. You kind of don't really play it in like red against a red-blue matchup, or you don't really need to play it against hyper aggro decks. So I did decide to play 3. 3 gives me just enough copies to see it. Like I said, you're able to play 3 copies of cards in this deck because you play things like Grammatala, and you play things like How Far I'll Go and be able to dig through your deck, as well as Hiram, as well as Whole New World, right? So I've never really had an issue of like me not being able to see Coxworth when I needed to when I need to see it. So 3 Coxworth is just fine. It's good, but at the end of the day, this doesn't hit anything on my board, and this is kind of more of a control deck than it is like my hyper aggro ward, like my Cloud Kicker Ward Bodyguard deck. But this is Coxworth is a 3 copies, still has ward, still a strong card, 3 of there, and we are playing 4 Tinkerbells. 4 Tinkerbells obviously is the way to go, just because you want to drop this quickly. If aggro starts seeing less play and is more of like mid-rangey decks, you can honestly get away with like 2 Tinkerbells or 3 Tinkerbells and being able to add. This is not in the deck, guys, but you can definitely consider adding the 7-drop. Hopefully you guys can see there the 7-drop Simba. That's another copy that you guys can play there. And then but I did decide to play 4 Tinkerbells currently because I think you just want to drop it as soon as you can. After turn 4, whenever you go How Far I'll Go, you're able to then if you hard cast it, right, or if you're able to see it, then next turn you're able to play the Tinkerbell and being able to put pressure. Or if you go Tipo and then the next round you go Quill Ink, then next turn you're able to drop Tinkerbell. So you can drop Tinkerbell as quickly as turn 4. But yeah, Tinkerbell plus Grab Your Sword completely wipes out a board. It's like your own mini Be Prepared. But a 4/5, it can get Medusa, and it's still gonna be a reason why you play a blue steel. This is a big reason is because you're able to drop Tinkerbell and red blue can't, so you're able to kind of manage against aggro or faster decks better, and it's still really a good strong card versus purple red. Against blue steel, Amber Steel is also amazing. Now we start to get to some spicy stuff. We're gonna go with two Simbas, Simba. We are gonna play 2 of these. You don't need to play the small one. You don't need to shift on 4 because you already play this on 4 if you need to, because the way you ramp. But when you play this character, you banish an item or a location. Pretty self-explanatory. You can now hit. We don't have to play Rise of the Titans, whatever that card was. Sorry guys, I'm shaking my Italian soda, which is amazingly, it's so good. But you're able to hit Lucky Dimes, you're able to hit Castles, you're able to just drop a 3/5 character. You play this card over Cusco because Cusco gives your opponent an ink. And other than that, I mean, Cusco has that extra lore and has that pay for resist. I guess it can come up. You kind of just have to make that decision. But I kind of wanted to just play the Simba that does not give the ink to your opponent, and then I'll sacrifice the 1 lore for that. But it's all preference. You can play 1 and 1. I've seen people play Cusco, but I feel like Cusco goes more in like blue-red because they don't have this. Because we have this, we have to take advantage of that. Yes, we are playing 2 legendary Grandmatalas. Why, Hector, are you playing this? Nobody else is playing this. Okay, we are gonna go Tipo. Then we are gonna go Tipo. After the Tipo, we can go Grammatala. That's crazy. But our Hony World is a 5 cost. Grab Your Sword is a 5 cost. How are we gonna sing it? Next turn, you shift into one of these right here. You are dropping a 4 and 8 body on shift on turn 4. You are dropping a 4/8 quest 2 body on turn 4. Now, she's able to sing your whole new world. She's able to sing any of your songs. Her, whenever you ink, you get an additional lore. So you start getting goat-like effects. This is such a strong, powerful card, even on its own. 4/8, Grammatala. I had to pick up 2 here. I have 2 foils at home, but I can't. Oh my god, this card is really, really strong in this deck. Blue Steel, if there's a deck. Also, Amber Steel struggles against this card so much. Guys, this card is good. This card is really strong in this deck. When you play 4 Grammatalas, and then you're able to even like shift this and then see how far I'll go, grab your sword, a whole new world, and then have a 4/8. They're not outing it. I promise you, they're not outing it the next turn. This is gonna live. You don't need a ward. You don't need the 5-drop award character because, well, I don't want it to die by an effect. This is gonna live. Unless I'm thinking like, what can they possibly have? But this is gonna be a strong, very, very, very strong card to hit play. It's good against Ruby Amethyst. It's good against Amber Steel. It is good for our shift target and going against the aggro and being able to sing on turn 4. It is just a very strong, solid card. If it keeps giving me kind of like what it's been doing so far, I might just bump this to more copies. Honestly, this card is insane. But continuing on, sorry, I got so happy there of that card right there, the little spice. We are also playing 2 Bells. This is kind of, you can also go Tipo to Belle. Belle's going to be able to give you more ink and ink if you need to be. But this is kind of more of your finisher. You kind of just save it. Once you have the Lucky Dime play, once you have set up Lucky Dime, you kind of play it. You tap, you gain 5 lore. And then next turn, if they don't out it, they have 1 turn to out it. And if they don't out it, you automatically win. So this is a strong card. Belle, still good. You can play 3. Like I said, my ratios are very tight here. So it is very hard to like add and take out cards. But 2 Belle as your finishers. And then we are going to go 2 Hades. Why are we playing Hades over Let It Go? 1, I'm not in the Cloud Kicker build, so the shift 3 sing Let It Go is kind of not possible. I guess it's good against Mufasa decks, but this does the same thing. We're ramping more in this deck. We're going from Tipo, Quill, how far I'll go. So you're treat this Hades as a, you can drop this as quickly as turn 5 if you need to. Before, this was uninkable, and in a whole new world, it was very awkward. But now you're able to ink with Tipo. So if you brick on this, you're actually able to ink this. So it is very good. And you still have Quill, you're able to ink this. So you want to have 2 because you honestly don't mind inking 1 and you don't mind playing the other. But you also play it against like purple red. The issue was it dies to Medusa, right? But when you're able, like against blue-red, when they drop a Tamatoa or when they drop something very, very beefy, you want to be able to have solid one-card answers out that. You don't want to be like having a I'm gonna play a Fire the Cannons and Along Came Zeus and swing with Tinkerbell in order to get rid of something. So this is kind of just a strong play, strong card. We're going back to the Hades because it is just really, really good and a really well spotted in this format. 3/6 against Amber Steel, very hard to deal with. We are going with 2 legendary cold foil Hades, baby. We are playing 2 Tamatoa. I don't want to play this card. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest fan of Tamatoa, but because we are playing a whole new world, sometimes you have to discard some cards and you are going to be able to you're discarding your lucky dime because you're just on curve. You have dime on your hand. There's no way to ink it, or you just kind of, it's not worth dropping it at the moment. So you just go ahead and whole new world it. And you can get it later from Tamatoa. Also, when you have that spare 1 ink and then you're able to like go with Tamatoa quest, you're able to grab the Pawpsicle, grab a Fortisphere, play it. It allows you, it recycles your food for Hiram. And we only play 6 Pawpsicles, 4 Fortisphere and 2 Pawpsicles. So this can actually come up to being able to grab one of those from the discard and be able to use it again. It's also one of your closers. It should quest for at least 3 every time, 3 to 5 lore. We are playing the 2 Tamatoas, and then like we said, we're playing the 2 Lucky Dime. Pretty standard. I'm not going to explain that. This is kind of your win con against blue-red, and you kind of have to get these pieces going before they do. And then my last card, my lone card, I am playing 1 Mufasa. 1 Mufasa is awkward, and it can be weird for a lot of people, but if you don't see it, that is okay. You'll live. And if you see, you don't want to see it too early, but if you see this after like a wheel or 2, and then you're able to drop this, and then you're able to get 2 cards from your inkwell, and then because you play a whole new world, literally being able to play your cards or play whole new world and then questing and reading your ink, and then you have a whole hand and you just play another one. I've been able to get nasty whiteboards, guys, putting so much pressure. This card is very good. It is a very good one of. I can probably test and seeing a play 2. I wouldn't cut this card if you're playing Whole New World. It is really good. It is really strong. These ratios have all been, they have their specific purpose, and I think the way everything kind of curves out is pretty nice, and it works out just fine, very smoothly. I love bringing you guys this video, guys. I hope you guys liked it. I feel like this deck is very competitive. It is honestly something that I take very seriously, and I feel like I would take this to a competitive event. I hope you guys liked it, and I can't wait to give you guys, let's do an updated ketchup and mustard deck, Amber Ruby. I'll probably come out next. Good to see you guys, and hey, I'm back in Cali next weekend, guys, so I'm gonna see you guys in some shops and some competitive events. Take care. Make sure you guys subscribe.